President Lee Jae-myung and U.S. President Donald Trump held their second summit talks in Gyeongju, where he asked Trump to allow Seoul to secure fuel for nuclear-powered submarines. Meanwhile, a summit between North Korea's Kim Jong-un and Trump now appears unlikely. And at the APEC CEO Summit, President Lee touted that South Korea, as the chair of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Group, will lead the way in multilateral cooperation to face crises. BTS RM also addressed the CEO Summit, the first K-pop artist to do so. The number of newborns in South Korea went up for the 14th straight month in August. Additionally, a record number of couples tied the knots during the same month. APEC Diplomatic Super Week is well underway in South Korea's southeastern city of Gyeongju. And just hours ago, President Lee Jae-myung hosted his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump. We go live to the International Media Center in Gyeongju, where our Presidential Office correspondent Yoon Jung-min is standing by. Jung-min, how did the meeting go?
Tammy, so the second summit between Presidents Lee Jae-myung and Donald Trump, following the first in Washington 2 months ago, began with a handshake, a traditional welcome, and a photo session at a national museum here in Gyeongju. The U.S. leader was awarded with the Grand Order of Mugunghwa, the nation's highest decoration for his role as a peacemaker on the Korean Peninsula. No American leader has received such an award. Trump was also presented with a replica of a royal golden crown, a trademark of the ancient Silla kingdom, which used to be based in Gyeongju, hoping for a new era of a peaceful coexistence. Take a look.
한국과 미국 간의 새로운 시대를 위해.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Seoul's top office says Trump's visit carries significance in that a reciprocal exchange has been completed within just 147 days since Lee's inauguration, which is the shortest interval in history. Trump landed in Korea this morning later than expected for his 2-day state visit to South Korea, and the meeting was pushed back by about an hour.
Now, Jung-min, let's delve deeper into the summit itself. What were the key takeaways from the summit?
So we are learning that the allies have reached a trade deal. Presidential Policy Chief Kim Jong-un just announced that the two sides have narrowed key differences over how to organize details of the $350 billion investment to be made by Seoul. As for the investment worth $200 billion, the amount that Seoul will pay in cash will be capped at $20 billion a year, so that it does not impose a significant risk on South Korea's foreign exchange market. As a result, the U.S. tariffs on South Korea will be lowered from 25% to 15%, including those on cars. We are still learning about the details, so I will bring more updates later on. Earlier in the afternoon, President Lee started the one-on-one by mentioning a possible meeting between the American leader and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, which will not happen this time. Take a listen.
김정은 위원장과의 회담을 요청을 하고 언제든지 받아들일 수 있다라고 말씀하신 것은 그 자체만으로도 이 한반도에 상당한 평화의 온기를 만들어내는 것이기도 합니다.
I know Kim Jong-un very well. We get along very well. We really weren't able to work out timing. It may take a little time. You have to have a little patience.
He also asked Trump to allow South Korea to secure fuel used for nuclear power submarines to better tackle increasing threats. Seoul has been seeking to revise the allies' nuclear energy pact to secure more capacity in reprocessing spent fuel and enriching uranium for non-military purposes. He also noted the need to modernize the alliance and increase Korea's defense spending as he vowed for greater investment in the U.S. Trump responded by expressing hopes for greater cooperation with Korea in shipbuilding. Back to you, Dami.
All right, Jung-min, thanks for that coverage today. We appreciate it. And as part of U.S. President Donald Trump's official state visit, President Lee Jae-myung hosted a special dinner on Wednesday evening in Gyeongju in honor of the American president and other state leaders.
세계가 매우 여러 가지 측면에서 복합적으로 위기를 겪고 있기는 하지만 이런 때일수록 각 국가 간의 연대와 협력이 매우 중요하지 않을까 생각합니다. 세계의 평화와 국가 간 연대를 위하여 Cheers.
I just want to thank you for your hospitality, Mr. President. It's been great, and it's an honor, and we'll be back, and we'll see you again.
And alongside President Trump, the guests were the leaders of 6 APEC member economies: Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Thailand, and Singapore. And a major business forum is also being held in Gyeongju on the sidelines of the APEC leaders meeting, where not only world leaders but also global CEOs and key figures in innovative technology come together for discussions. Our correspondent Moon Jeong has more on the APEC CEO Summit.
보호무역주의와 자국 우선주의가 고개를 들며 당장의 생존이 시급한 시대에 협력과 상생, 포용적 성장이라는 말이 공허하게 들릴지도 모르겠습니다. 그렇지만 이러한 위기 상황일수록 역설적으로 연대의 플랫폼인 APEC의 역할이 더욱 빛을 발할 것입니다. 20년 전 APEC에 단결된 의지를 모아냈던 대한민국이 다시 APEC의 의장국으로서 위기에 맞설 다자주의적 협력의 길을 선도하려고 합니다.
This powerful message was delivered by South Korean President Lee Jae-myung at the APEC CEO Summit, which officially commenced on Wednesday. President Lee also noted that Korea is working to establish the so-called AI highway, a cross-sectoral infrastructure and ecosystem for AI, along with legal frameworks to ensure the responsible use of the technology. Hosted by the Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the APEC CEO Summit featured U.S. President Donald Trump, who delivered a special speech referring to Korea as a cherished American friend and a close ally.
We're serious partners. We're wedded, and we have a very special relationship, a special bond, and we're going to have a very thriving shipbuilding industry, and we're working it with South Korea.
Another highlight was the highly anticipated appearance by RM, the leader of the 7-member boy band BTS. He shared his insights on the cultural creative industry in the APEC region.
K-pop success came from respecting diversity and embracing royal cultures, but still holding on to Korea's unique identity. When you think about investing in tomorrow's generations, think about culture as well as economics. Culture and art are a powerful force that moves hearts. They are the fastest messengers that carry diversity and resonance. As the leaders of APEC, your policies and support will be the canvas and playground for all the creators.
While a diverse range of topics was covered, artificial intelligence clearly emerged as a key phrase that made its way into all discussions. Executives from global tech giants Meta Platforms and Amazon Web Services highlighted that agentic and wearable AI are the next steps for artificial intelligence, a technology already rapidly transforming the world. The head of the OECD also underscored AI's potential to boost labor productivity in Asia-Pacific economies over the coming decade, advocating for strong policy support to expand access to related technology. With over 1,700 business leaders in attendance, the summit aims to foster collaboration and innovation in the Asia-Pacific region. Moon Jeong, Arirang News, Gyeongju.
And with sustainability at the heart of all discussions taking place at APEC for the region's economic growth, climate-related officials held talks in Gyeongju to exchange ideas on aligning energy policies. We covered the closed-door event with this exclusive by our Oh Seong.
Climate ambassadors from East Asia called for a combined platform to advance carbon reduction policies together as a way to drive resilient regional growth in the Asia-Pacific. Organised by the Global Green Growth Institute, the closed-door session gathered high-level officials from South Korea, Japan and China and the Association of Southeast Asian Countries to discuss energy transition, decarbonising industries and carbon markets. The roundtable took place in Gyeongju, ahead of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum in the same city this week. The International Energy Agency says the Asia-Pacific will account for half of the world's electricity consumption by this year, with growth in power demand also outpacing the global average. This calls for a significant shift from fossil fuels such as coal, gas and oil towards low-carbon sources of energy. Speakers noted the need for Korea, Japan and China to take the lead in sharing technology, resources and policies in the face of new challenges and opportunities such as artificial intelligence.
Because we know that artificial intelligence, its data center can add some pressure on our decarbonization efforts, but also we think it can be a solution as well. So it can increase the energy efficiency and also enhance the energy management system.
The three countries are the centers of the research and development and also innovation and also the leaders in terms of energy-related technologies which are essential for decarbonization.
Aligning carbon pricing mechanisms was another key topic. To motivate businesses and consumers to cut polluting activities, countries are increasingly adopting a market-based approach to cut emissions and seeking new ways to finance green tech and infrastructure amid tighter government budgets.
CJK stands for China, Japan, Korea, or Korea, Japan, and China, and Asian countries, which account for more than 1/3 of the global economy and more than 40% of global carbon emission. But the problem is even though we are developing individual carbon market, the markets are not interoperable, like the case of EU. So how can we enhance cooperation in the carbon market?
The dialogue session directly supports the APEC 2040 vision, which identifies sustainable and inclusive economic growth as a core driver for regional prosperity. Looking forward, Korea, Japan and China plan to continue their high-level discussions to share and cooperate on climate policies in a trilateral format between their governments. 오수영, Arirang News, Gyeongju.
And now, from mobile, a form factor or shape that can be folded twice to new generations of high bandwidth and memory chips. The K-Tech Showcase brings together the future of Korean technology down in Gyeongju. Our business correspondent Park Junan was there.
To attract business leaders and exhibitors interested in South Korea's technology, the country's tech giants such as Samsung Electronics and SK hynix held a K-Tech showcase here in Gyeongju. This outdoor air dome pavilion at the Gyeongju Expo Grand Park serves as an official side event of the APEC CEO Summit Korea 2025, showcasing Korea's digital leadership and future technology capabilities. Here, at the APEC 2025 in Gyeongju, Samsung Electronics has unveiled its trifold display, the company's first mobile form factor that can be folded not just once, but twice. SK Group, along with promoting new products such as the high bandwidth memory for a semiconductor, opened a booth that showcased its AI ecosystem centered on data centers that serve as the core infrastructure for AI.
You can explore various technologies and solutions essential for running AI data centers, including advanced memory chips and system innovations. SK Group is building AI data centers in partnership with the cities of Ulsan and Seoul. Our goal is to secure 300 megawatts of capacity by 2030, paving the way to become a global hub beyond South Korea.
The 4-day event, which began on Tuesday, will run through 6 p.m. Friday. Park Junan, Arirang News, Gyeongju.
Staying in Gyeongju, many cultural events are also taking place across the city. One that stands out, especially at the nighttime, is a media art event where visitors can enjoy the city's night view to the fullest. For more, we have our culture correspondent Park Kwon-woo standing by live at one of the venues in Gyeongju. Welcome, Kwon-woo.
Evening, Dami.
So, Kwon-woo, what's the atmosphere like tonight down in Gyeongju?
Honestly, Dami, it's freezing here. My hands are freezing, feet are freezing, and my breath, it's no joke. But it's like living through history here down in Gyeongju, especially as Gyeongju once served as the capital of the Shilla dynasty, one of Korea's ancient kingdoms, with a history of over 1,000 years. And after I got dressed up in this traditional attire, a replica of what was worn by people of the Shilla dynasty, I feel even more immersed in the media art show here at Daereungwon, a royal tomb complex where former kings and queens are laid to rest. And those who want to have this immersive experience just like me, you can also try it out after registering during the evening on site on a first-come, first-served basis before the media art show begins. And every 20 minutes from 6:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. each night, what the inside of the tombs looks like is revealed, along with the relics that were discovered inside. The main director says the show has even greater significance.
It's a symbolic space where our cultural roots and spirit come alive. So it goes beyond being just a visual art experience. It's a dialogue with the past and the present. The media art is titled Monghwa, meaning a glowing dream. We aim to make visitors feel as if they were stepping into their dream.
So after the event kicked off last Friday, already over 11,000 people visited and enjoyed themselves.
It's so dazzling and beautiful.
I bet this is the first media art show ever held at a tomb anywhere in the world. I wish events like this are held regularly so that the city can grow even further. It'll be a good way to promote Gyeongju to a wider audience.
And even around 1/5 of the total visitors have been foreign nationals, which may mean that many visitors are coming to Gyeongju from near and far alongside the APEC events.
It seems like a beautiful place, Kwon-woo, and it's making me want to visit there myself. Also, I hear that there are other places you can enjoy the night vibe of Gyeongju. Tell us more.
That's right. Aside from the media art show here at this ancient tomb, which runs through November 16th, there are many other heritage sites to explore here in Gyeongju. The oldest ancient observatory within East Asia, called Cheomseongdae, is also hosting a media art show just like this place. And Donggung Palace and Wolji Pond, one of the most popular night view sites in Gyeongju, has a truly stunning night view as much as the daytime scenery. And near the venue for the upcoming APEC leaders meeting, there's even a massive 15-meter glowing egg that's truly breathtaking. This installation was built to commemorate the Shilla Kingdom's legendary founder Park Hyuk-se, who's said to have hatched from an egg. And for more information about all of these cultural events happening down here in Gyeongju, please check out the official website. And that's all I have for you now. Back to you, Dami.
So many to enjoy during the APEC period. Kwon-woo, thanks for connecting with us tonight. South Korea has marked 14 consecutive months of year-on-year increases in its monthly birth rate. On top of that, the number of new marriages in August was also the highest in 8 years. Our Kim Do-yeon has the latest.
The number of newborns in South Korea for August 2025 has been tallied at 20,867. According to the August 2025 Population Trends Report from the Ministry of Data and Statistics on Wednesday, this figure is an increase of 764 or 3.8% from the same month last year. The monthly number of births has now seen year-on-year increases for 14 consecutive months. This figure is the highest for that month in 3 years. Marriages also saw a significant increase, hitting an 8-year high for the month of August. The number of marriages was tallied at 19,449, an 11% increase from the previous year. The ministry analyzed that the rise in marriages and changing perceptions are impacting the birth rate.
The background for the increase in marriages and births appears to be influenced by a positive change in perception towards marriage and childbirth. The continuous increase in marriages can be seen as affecting the increase in newborns.
The total fertility rate, the average number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime, was 0.77 for August, up 0.02 from the previous year. In contrast, the number of deaths in August was 28,971, a 9.8% decrease from last year. The number of divorces also fell by 5.5% to 7,196. As deaths outnumbered births, the population saw a natural decrease of 8,105. However, this gap has narrowed compared to the natural decrease of 12,018 recorded in August 2024. Kim Jong-un, Arirang News.
South Korean chipmaker SK hynix has posted a record-breaking earnings for the third quarter, driven by surging demand for high-performance memory semiconductors used in artificial intelligence servers. The company reported an operating profit of around 11.4 trillion won, or more than $7.9 billion. That's an increase of more than 60% from a year earlier. Revenue jumped to around 24.5 trillion won, while net profit more than doubled to 12.6 trillion won. This marks the first time its quarterly profit has exceeded 10 trillion won, and SK hynix expects its strong growth momentum to continue as global companies ramp up investment in AI infrastructure. South Korea kicked off its Advanced Industrial Technology Show at the K-Tech Inside Show 2025. Hosted by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy, the three-day event at Ilsan's Kintex highlights the nation's materials, parts, equipment, and core industries. At the opening ceremony on Wednesday, the government recognized 74 individuals for contributions to industrial supply chains. It also designated 15 new leading companies in this sector, which aligns with the national plan to foster 200 such firms by 2030 and developing them into global leaders. A ministry official stated that the administration will expand financial support to strengthen the materials, parts, and equipment sector's competitiveness amid ongoing global supply chain reorganizations. In other news, despite a U.S. brokered ceasefire, Israel carried out a series of airstrikes in Gaza after it accused Hamas of violating the truce and attacking Israeli troops. Lee Seung-ja's more.
Tensions in Gaza flared again on Tuesday, despite an ongoing U.S. brokered ceasefire. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency said Israel carried out a series of airstrikes after accusing Hamas of violating the truce and attacking Israeli troops. At least 2 people were killed when one strike hit a house in Gaza City. The agency said 3 strikes in total were launched, including one near Al-Shifa Hospital. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office confirmed he ordered what it called powerful strikes in response to what Israel says were attacks by Hamas on its soldiers inside Gaza. The latest escalation also comes as Netanyahu revealed that the remains returned by Hamas on Monday were actually body parts belonging to a victim recovered nearly 2 years ago. He called the move a clear violation of the ceasefire agreement and said he would convene military and defense chiefs for an emergency meeting to decide Israel's next steps. Israeli media report possible options include halting humanitarian aid, expanding Israeli control in Gaza, or striking Hamas leadership. 13 hostage bodies are still believed to be in Gaza, and the slow return of those remains is threatening to derail the fragile truce. Hamas has claimed difficulty locating the bodies due to widespread destruction, while Israel accuses the group of deliberately stalling. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
It dropped to below 0 degrees this morning in inland areas and some mountainous areas. The first frost and ice were also observed in the southern parts of the country. However, the temperatures rose quickly during the day and recovered to the previous year's temperatures across the country. For the time being, typical autumn weather with large daily temperature differences will continue. The temperature in Seoul will rise to nearly 20 degrees Celsius during the day tomorrow and Friday. In Gyeongju, where APEC 2025 kicked off today, the temperatures will also rise to nearly 20 degrees under cloudy conditions. Tomorrow morning, Seoul and Gwangju will start off at 8 degrees, Chuncheon, Daejeon, and Gyeongju at 5 degrees. Daily highs will move up to around 20 degrees in most parts of the country. After a mild weekend, the morning temperature in Seoul will plummet to 3 degrees again on Monday. That's all for Korea. Here are the weather conditions around the world.
That is all we have for tonight. I'm Kim Dami. From all of us here at Arirang, thanks for watching and good night.